Milu and Miu, Tales from Home, Happy Tale World TV, Episode 7, The Case of the Missing Sock. It all began one morning after their owner had left for work. The first thing Milu and Miu saw in the living room was a crime scene. Next to the laundry basket, a single blue sock lay sad and lonely. Its twin had vanished without a trace. This was the owner's favorite pair of socks. Milu and Miu knew that. This was a serious case that needed to be solved immediately. "Woof, woof, let's get to work, partner Miu," Milu barked, acting like an eager detective. He appointed himself the lead sniffer and began using his super-sensitive nose to search for clues. Milu started sniffing all over the floor. Sniff, sniff. Aha, a very familiar scent, he yelped and then ran straight to his own toy box. He pulled out a rubber bone and started chewing on it happily. The case was temporarily forgotten. Miu, the calm detective, simply sat on the sofa and sighed. She knew her partner was enthusiastic, but also very easily distracted. Instead of running around, Miu chose to observe. Her sharp eyes scanned the entire room, not missing a single detail. And then she found the first clue. A tiny blue thread, exactly like the thread from the sock, was caught on the bottom edge of the couch. Meow! Miu hopped off the sofa and ran over to nudge Milu, who was still busy with his bone. Milu suddenly remembered his mission. He ran over to Miu. She pointed at the thread with her paw. Milu leaned in and sniffed. Woof! That's it! The scent of the sock leads under the couch! The space under the couch was a dark and slightly spooky place. Milu bravely stuck his head underneath first, but it was too low for him to see anything clearly. Now it was Miu's turn to shine. With her slender body and eyes that could see in the dark, she gracefully slipped under the couch. Milu waited anxiously outside. A moment later, Miu slowly backed out, holding the missing sock in her mouth. It was a little dusty, but still in one piece. Mission accomplished. The two friends joyfully placed the sock next to its twin. But one big question remained. Who was the culprit that hid the sock under the couch? Just then, the real culprit appeared. The robot vacuum, freshly charged, rolled out from its docking station to begin its daily cleaning routine. Milu and Miu suddenly understood everything. It turned out that during its morning cleaning, the robot had accidentally sucked up the sock and dragged it under the couch. There was no crime at all, just a small accident. Milu looked at Miu, a little embarrassed. He had been so quick to suspect a toy napper, when the truth was much simpler. From the shelf, Na the doll said gently, "That's a good lesson for you detectives. We shouldn't jump to conclusions before we know all the facts." Milu and Miu had solved their first case. They learned that the combination of Milu's enthusiastic action and Miu's careful observation made them the perfect detective team. And most importantly, they learned a lesson about not judging a situation too quickly. Case closed. Our detectives Milu and Miu are pretty brilliant, aren't they? That was a great lesson about thinking carefully before blaming anyone. But in Episode 8, Miu gets a shiny new item, a collar with a bell. But the jingle-jangle of the bell brings an unexpected problem. What is this new trouble, and how will our friends solve it? Parents and kids, be sure to subscribe to the Happy Tale World TV channel so you don't miss the fun story in Episode 8. Goodbye for now, and see you next time.